fifth parak of Pirkei Avos that we just learned this past Shabbos. It's Mishnah Zayin. It says that there are Shiva Dvarim B'Goylam. There are 7 traits in an undeveloped person. The Shiva B'Chacham, and there are 7 traits in a wise person. And then it goes on to list all the traits that there is in a wise individual. And the last words are V'chilufeim B'Goylam. And the opposite of these 7 proper traits is B'Goylam, as in someone who is not, as Mefarshim say, Goylam means not a boor or something like that, or not someone who is lacking all knowledge or understanding, but a Goylam means someone who is not completed, like a non-finished vessel, a piece of clay that you're going to make a vessel out of it, you're going to make a utensil out of it. If it's not finished yet, it's called a Goylam. Golmei kli eitz. Unfinished wooden utensils is a term that sages use in the Mishnah. So a Goylam means incompleted. So the Mishnah, the simple is saying, wise people that have been fully baked, as you say, fully developed, refined, matured, have certain behaviors, and those that are not spiritually matured, those people are lacking that. In Sefer Oyer HaMo'ir, from Reb Zev Wolf of Zhitomir, one of the great students of the Mizritcha Magid, he brings in Shir Hashirim, he brings a pirush from the Magid on these words. And he says, V'chilufeim B'Goylam means, in order to flip the letters, everything in this world is made up of letters. It's made up of words. Hashem created all of existence through words. Basar Mamaris, also last week's past Pirkei Avos, with 10 utterances Hashem created the world. And these words, the combinations of these letters, bring about the fixed result of how things are, the nature of everything in this world. Tzaddikim, we know, are able to exchange and change bring about a miracle. If there's something that they see in this world that is not the way it should be, chas v'shalom, someone is ill or something like this, obviously there's a higher divine purpose for that, but they believe that it could be in a different way. So what do? They can switch the tzirufim, the letters, and therefore bring about a different result, a different consequence. How do you do that? The chilufeim, in order to flip over the letters and to change a negative situation to a positive one, begoylam, you have to bring it back up to its unfinished state, which means you need to bring things back to its predefined state, which he calls the state of chachma, where the letters are not yet cut and sliced in a certain shape, in a certain form, and that's how you can redefine something. Now, I think this is very applicable to the time that we're in right now, because generally the world that we usually engage, that we usually encounter, is a very fixed and definitive state of existence. Now we can daven and we can ask for Hashem's help so that things can change and we can be in a better situation than we're in. But it's not that easy, because once things are fixed already, this is the way they are. And we need to come on to extra help for something to change. Unless we get a bracha from a tzaddik or great tzaddikim who are able to lift things up and switch the tzirufim and change them. In our situation today, during the epidemic now, the world went back to a certain degree to a state of goylam, to a state of unfinished, because the regular occurrences and happenings of worldly life, the way things are organized, has become disorganized. The world has gone back to a state where the affairs of the world are all in potential. Things are not set in terms of parnasa, in terms of things. It seems to be a disruption. But what really is, we're going back to a state of pre-definitions. And in this state, every single one of us has the power to develop our future, to set things, to break away from previous states of existence. Obviously, in our behaviors and our ways, our patterns, created from above also certain patterns of the way Hashem is conducting our lives, but by us disrupting what was before and going back to this goylam state, we can cause a chilufeim, an exchange. And if we exchange ourselves to be more consistent and synchronized with Hashem's will, which is the way it's going to be in the days of Mashiach, we can have that effect in a big way.